Sometimes people who do the academic task 1 writing forget important things. And these things are that they forget to actually understand at the outset, at the beginning, what the task is. They forget to ask those questions that I mentioned earlier on. What are the patterns? What are the exceptions? What is the time that this information is talking about? For example, if it's in the past, you will use probably the past tense. If it's in the past up to the present, you will probably use the present perfect tense. Sometimes a graph will project into the future, and then you will use a future tense or a present tense. It is projected that something will happen. They don't understand the quantities. Sometimes they get the quantities wrong. Instead of saying millions, they say thousands. Instead of saying 100%, they'll say 100. These are important differences. Sometimes they forget to rephrase the words that are given to them. Remember, if you just use exactly the words that are given to you, there is not much credit in that. You need to show that you have a broad vocabulary. Sometimes, and this is very important, a test taker will forget to include every key feature. Not all features are key, but if it's a key feature, then you must include it. Sometimes, and this happens too often, a test taker will forget to make those comparisons to create that overview. That will usually be at the end of the essay, or it could even be at the beginning of the essay, where you make a broad statement. Sometimes a test taker will forget to add numbers to support what they have written. This is a problem. You must always, if there are numbers, you must always include some numbers to support the description. And some test takers will forget that they have to write 150 words minimum. Do that, but don't write too many more. Don't write 250 words, write 150, 160, that's good. And finally, paragraphing is an important part of getting a good score in task 1. And make sure that those paragraphs are full sentences, not dot points, not subheadings. And the very final thing is check your work. You have a chance to check your work, and this could be the difference between a 6.5 and a 7, or a 5.5 and a 6. 2 minutes spent checking your work for obvious mistakes is time well spent.